Their inspiring speech. Everybody, dream big, or at least dream small. Next, we have our next speaker. For years now, many have been in denial. Ty believes it is time we all give due diligence to overcome the naysayers who disavow that we are in the midst of a serious pandemic. In the words of Abraham Lincoln, Ty has titled his speech, "A House Divided Against Itself Cannot Stand." Please help me welcome ATM Ty Patten.
Ominous.
There's a casket there.
Is there a body in there?
Wow, look at that drops.
We are in the midst of a great pandemic. I'm not talking about COVID. I'm talking about our own negativity. I'm talking about those things that divide us. I'm talking about emotions and the baggage that we carry with us. I'm talking about the things that keep us from being as free as we otherwise could be. For many of us, it's the thought of a divorce. It's the emotion that how could that SOB have done that to me? And of course, one of the things that is human nature is that we try to eliminate, or at the very least minimize, our own responsibility for any conflict. And so we may say, oh yeah, I'm a sinner, but she really sins. Oh yeah, I'm a sinner, but he's the king of all sinners. Fellow Toastmasters, guests, members that normally sit at the head table. We have got to get to the point, as Abraham Lincoln said, about being united. We've got to stop disavowing our responsibility in any conflict. You see, in conflict resolution in the Peacemaker program that I help facilitate, it talks about the fact that even if you're only responsible for 2% of the conflict, you are responsible for 100% of your 2%. Stand up. Be a brave individual. Say, Tim, you know, I really blew it, and I apologize. Can you accept my apology? That is so hard for many of us to do. And we live in a society today that it seems like it's just gotten harder and harder. People don't want to admit. In fact, it's a point where if we don't agree on everything, then you must be evil. You're demon possessed. No, we just simply disagree on that point. And we in here in Toastmasters, wow. What's our tagline? Masters of the spoken word. It's up to us to learn how to communicate these things to people that are out there, and they're blind, they're ignorant to what they don't know. But we all know that if you don't know what you don't know, you're probably not going to learn it until someone else brings it to your attention. Now, the good thing is that for a person who's motivated, we can free ourselves. We can take that responsibility. And I can tell you that after the first time, it gets a little bit easier. After the second time of admitting that you're not perfect, first of all, let's see the hands of all of those that are perfect in here. Yeah, Roy Shearer is the only perfect one in here. We can talk later, Roy. Nobody's perfect. Even Roy shares. I'm sorry, Roy, I have to break that to you. I'm sure that Judy told you that many times. But anyway, when it comes to us taking that responsibility, it is up to each of us. And it becomes liberating. You know, when we say, well, Alex made me do it. What have I done? I've given Alex power over me. I've said, Alex is the one who's making me do something. Wow. I've relinquished any kind of control that I have. You've got to disavow that kind of thinking. You've got to say, you know what? I am responsible. It wasn't right that I did it. And, you know, I'm learning. And as long as we live on this earth, we are going to continue to make mistakes. But if we're wise, we will try to learn from our mistakes. You know, it's been said that wise man learns from the mistakes of others. The common man learns from his own mistakes over and over and over. And the fool learns from no one's mistakes. We can't afford to be fools. We haven't got enough time. I can tell you, as a 73-year-old, I haven't got enough time to live, to try to become perfect all on my own, until such time that I can go ahead and learn from the mistakes of others and welcome others who bring it to your attention. It's just like here in Toastmasters. What are these 4 people over here doing? They're evaluating these 4 people over here. So they're going to give us good, sound advice, hopefully. You listen?
I'm writing down.
Okay, good. So we take those little nuggets and we work on them. Does that mean that it's going to be the last time we make that mistake? No. But it's through repetition that most of us learn. It's doing it over and over and refining it, getting a little bit better and a little better until we're perfect, like Roy Shear. So one of the things that we need to do is we need to cut that shackle. Because otherwise we're just dragging around a bunch of luggage, a bunch of baggage, a bunch of mistakes and errors that we live in doubt about ourselves and guilt that we can't get over. So what I suggest we do, each one of us, before you even leave here today, think about just think about taking those chains off so you can walk about. You can have the freedom. We live in America, the freest country in the world. We can do what we want. We've heard speaker number 1 this morning talking about dreaming big. Let's dream big that we can cast those shackles off. Fellow Toastmasters.